Mentcon model for ESRS. The ESRS reporting app. The European Sustainability Reporting Standards are extremely difficult and challenging for the human mind to comprehend and for companies to report on. Therefore, we have created the Mentcon model for ESRS, a groundbreaking web application designed for easy, fast, and ESRS-compliant reporting. Not only does it streamline your reporting process, but it also adds value, while as a bonus strengthening our society and contributes to saving the planet. It's easy to use and intuitive, making ESRS straightforward. It's fast. The time-consuming tasks are automated. It's enriching. Learn and experience countless wow moments that will create opportunities for your company. It's value-driving, exceeding your company's value expectations. We've crafted a powerful and uplifting way of work that turns the European Sustainability Reporting Standards into opportunities, while embracing simplicity and precision in sustainability reporting. It's so many features in the application, so we asked ChatGPT for a summary. What is Mentcon model for ESRS? Let's listen to the answer while logging into the application before we go into more details.
The Mentcon model for ESRS reporting has gained recognition for simplifying and streamlining compliance with the European Sustainability Reporting Standards, ESRS, particularly under the Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, CSRD. It offers a comprehensive step-by-step methodology that assists businesses in preparing sustainability reports, focusing on conducting double materiality assessments, defining the business model and value chain, and generating detailed sustainability statements. Key features of the Mentcon model include double materiality assessments and stakeholder engagement tools, which guide companies in identifying the data points to report and ensuring full alignment with ESRS standards. Automatic generation of sustainability reports based on company-specific material matters, with more than 1,000 pre-written data points, templates, and examples tailored for ESRS compliance. Integration of other frameworks such as with automatic generation of GRI and ISSB indices, based on the ESRS Sustainability Statement, allowing for holistic sustainability reporting. A user-friendly web application that helps companies easily navigate ESRS disclosure requirements with pre-made templates and automated text insertion for many of the required data points.
Dear ChatGPT, that's not all, but a good summary of a few features. Now let's start this with the main reason of this video, a combined demo and tutorial video.
The application is crafted based on the Mentcon model process. Each process step is clearly described in the web app, like this example when identifying potential material matters. Let's take a look. The process is always available in How To for each process step. In How To, the user access clear instructions of how to perform each step. It's the same information as in the Mentcon model process descriptions. The process is a comprehensive management process made to make your company outperform the market. The Mentcon model is from now available for European companies. The model also includes sustainability-related processes such as due diligence adapted to ESRS requirements and automatically disclosed under required data points, internal control over sustainability based on COSO framework over sustainability and adapted to ESRS by Mentcon. These are also automatically disclosed under required data points if the undertaking follows the process. Here follows a description of the reporting process in the Mentcon model for ESRS. The business model is mentioned 145 times in the ESRS, and is a central concept in the sustainability statement and outlines how a company creates, delivers, and captures value. The current business model will help highlighting the essential actions and resources required to deliver the value proposition effectively. In the next steps of the process, it will help how to highlight what to do to minimize impacts, risks, and take advantage and profit on sustainability. Mentcon model for ESRS includes a template based on Osterwalder's business model canvas and is adapted to ESRS with clear instructions how to fill out the template. It's of course available in all the languages available in the app. The business model is automatically inserted in ESRS 2 SBM 342 and the information will be reused in approximately 70 data points to disclose on. The business model is also a prerequisite to be able to perform the double materiality assessment in the next steps of the process. The value chain. A template is included here as well. It's focused on key value creation activities in the value chain and your company's position in the value chain. For each part of the value chain, activities, resources, and relationships shall be described as advised in the template. The template is made based on the definition of the value chain according to ESRS and adapted to be able to answer on disclosure requirements in ESRS 242 and 42C, and other disclosure requirements, scattered around in the ESRS. Stakeholder analysis. The purpose of this step is to conduct analysis of stakeholders in the value chain and select and invite stakeholders to perform the ESRS Double Materiality Adapted Survey of Sustainability Impacts, Risks and Opportunities. The invitation to the survey is pre-written in different languages to choose on, to make it easier for the recipient to understand both the invitation and to do the survey. The survey is not mandatory when using Mentcon model but recommended. In the context of the European Sustainability Reporting Standards, potential material matters refer to sustainability topics that could significantly impact an undertaking's performance, position, and development. These potential material sustainability matters are to be identified and selected. When performing the materiality assessment, Mentcon model uses the list of sustainability matters suggested in ESRS 1 AR16. From this list, approximately 20 to 25 potential material matters to make the materiality assessment from shall be chosen. Company-specific can be added. Each potential material matter is described with definitions and generic examples of risks and opportunities, to really understand what each potential material matter means. The survey. This is a survey of impacts and financial materiality of the undertaking. Sustainability impacts and financial risks and opportunities are assessed by stakeholders through the undertaking's value chain. It's called RIO survey as it always had this name in the Mentcon model, long before the IRO concept of the ESRS. How to explains very short the easy-to-use survey. The question mark shows definitions and generic examples of risk and opportunities to understand what to assess. And here's a snapshot of the climate change adaptation assessment for its financial opportunities. The result of the RIO survey will be displayed in diagrams and each potential material matter in lists showing different aspects to consider in the next step of the process. A sustainability matter meets the criterion of double materiality if it is material from the impact perspective or the financial perspective or both. This step is an invaluable help to decide on material matters of the company, considering impact and financial materiality, the view of internal and external stakeholders in the value chain and thresholds. This step just shows the result of the double material assessment of the undertaking. Based on these material matters, the application automatically generates the whole structure of the sustainability statement and what to report on. The logic of what the application generates follow EFRAG's guidelines. A complete reference index for all data points in the sustainability statement required in ESRS 2 IRO2 paragraph 56 is also generated. This includes all data points to disclose on for the undertaking. But a human judgment must be done to finally decide what to disclose on. It's very easy when just following this step-by-step process, as I will show you in a bit. Fortunately, the judgment results in removing data points to disclose on. Adding data points is very unusual. This is done from the gap view. And this will be shown in detail soon, exemplified with ESRS E18, internal carbon pricing, when we'll go through the gap view. The gap view is an amazing feature in the Mentcon model for ESRS, but first we should look at the sustainability statement that has been generated based on the double materiality assessment. For this demo company, We have an English version and a Swedish version. It's a Swedish company that will make their disclosures in both Swedish and English. Here is the content index with 773 data points to disclose, including the EU taxonomy, ESRS general disclosures, E1 climate change, and so on and so forth. As you can see here, ISSB and GRI indices are included automatically, as this company will report to these frameworks as well. Let's go back to the top of the content index to see an example of how one data point is disclosed. Here is an example on ESRS 2 Government 4, Statement on Due Diligence Data Point Government 401. The table and the content is generated automatically, as many of the data points in the sustainability statement, when following the steps in the Mentcon model. Data point ID and paragraph in ESRS, including the full name of the data point. Before all disclosures there are explanations and/or instructions. Direct link to the exact position of the disclosure requirement in ESRS. Mentcon's instructions. Remove data point if not to be disclosed, for example, voluntary data points. Click on the disclosure to open Advanced Text Editor. And yes, the process of how to work with the sustainability statement is available here. From project management to details, we got you covered. Now let's head back to the gap closing process and its features. We'll start by looking at one data point to disclose. It's a data point in ESRS 2 BP1, required by paragraph 5c. The data point's full name is Disclosure of Extent to which Sustainability covers upstream and downstream value chain. This is the data type. Most data points in ESRS are narrative. They can be filtered by narrative, tables. Tables are mandatory for some data points, and data. This is the type of requirement. In ESRS 2 general disclosures most data points are mandatory. A few is voluntary. Here you can filter by mandatory, material, non-material and voluntary. The non-material are not to be disclosed and are not visible in the gap view by default. When going through what to disclose, an option to mark gaps is available. You can choose no gap, partial gap and full gap. When using Mentcon model, you will soon realize that many gaps will be closed in an instant. You can add notes and attachments. Assign responsible to the data point by searching or choose from the list of users in your company. External consultants can also be assigned if they have been added as a user. An option to update status is available to check on the progress of the sustainability statement. The options are Not Started, Draft, Approval and Approved. Well, so far so good. Now the real challenge shall be managed. How to know what to disclose and how to disclose each data point. For this data point, disclosure of extent to which sustainability statement covers upstream and downstream value chain. Let's see how to do. Here's a direct link to the exact position of the disclosure requirement of this data point. Unfortunately, this is sometimes not that helpful. As you can see here, sometimes it includes a reference to another part of ESRS. And if you go there, you will find cross-references as well. Sometimes it does not include cross-reference to another part of ESRS, but still require information stated somewhere else in the standards, both from the topical ESRS but foremost from ESRS 1 general requirements. We'll help you to become compliant with the CSRD. At Mentcon, we have been working for 2 years, together with other experts in this field, to cover how to disclose all 1184 data points of ESRS. The Mentcon model for ESRS generates automatically many disclosures when following the steps in Mentcon model for ESRS. One of them is the one I showed you in the sustainability statement for ESRS 2 Government 4, Statement on Due Diligence. It's an example of a tricky data point to disclose, but is done in an instant with Mentcon model for ESRS. The data points not having auto-generated disclosures have templates or instructions of what to disclose instead, And all 1184 data point comes with examples of how to disclose, to make it easy to understand what and how to disclose. Let's take a look. Here you will find how to disclose this data point. The text with references by the bullets are disclosed automatically when following the steps in the Mentcon model for ESRS. The heading can be left intact. The text below the heading is an example of how to describe this disclosure's requirements and can be adjusted if needed to company-specific circumstances. Well, now it just became clear that this data point, suddenly, is not a gap at all. Let's set it to no gap. And we'll also set the status as a draft. We'll also assign it to the person responsible for the whole BP1 general basis for preparation of the sustainability statement for DemoCorp. We use the filters to choose BP1. Check this box to include all data points in BP1. And then we choose responsible person to assign to for all data points in BP1. Click Save. Great, now the whole BP1 is assigned to the responsible person in DemoCorp. Now we shall find out how we manage the voluntary disclosures. Let's see if we find any here in ESRS 2 General Disclosures. Here are 2 voluntary disclosures. We start with the first. The name of the data point is European standards approved by European Standardization System, ISO, IEC or CENTER Senelec standards, have been relied on. I will first check what the application requirement in AR2 in ESRS 2 General require by clicking on the direct link to ESRS. The undertaking may disclose whether it relies on any European standards approved by the European Standardization System, ISO, IEC or CENTER Senelec standards, as well as the extent to which data and processes that are used for sustainability reporting purposes have been verified by an external assurance provider. This disclosure requirement is actually divided into 2 data points. The first one is which standard the undertaking relies on, and the second one which assurance providers have been verifying the standards and found to conform to the corresponding ISO, IEC or CENTER Senelec standard. Here you can see that AR2 has 2 data points to disclose on: BP2_18 and BP2_19. We'll look at Mentcon's instructions, an example of how to disclose the first one by clicking the information symbol. Here we can see an example of how to disclose this data point. It's an easy data point to disclose on. It's just to disclose what standards DemoCorp relies on. This is a voluntary disclosure most undertakings decide to disclose on. And the next one just requires a disclosure of the names of the assurance providers. DemoCorp decides to disclose on these 2 voluntary data points and leave them added and remains included in the sustainability statement. If accidentally removing a data point, it's just to add it back again. Now we'll go through paragraph 17 in ESRS 2, as DemoCorp will not disclose the 7 data points of paragraph 17. I'll show you why. ESRS 2 paragraph 17 requires this. This is a bit difficult to understand and requires reading in other parts of the ESRS. Instead, I can read Mentcon's instructions where it says, an undertaking with less than 750 employees on its balance sheet date doesn't have to disclose ESRS E4, S1, S2, S3 or S4 for the first 3 years they are disclosing on ESRS. Undertaking with less than 750 employees can remove whole E4, S1, S2, S3 or S4 even if it is material. It's enough to disclose a summary in ESRS 2 paragraph 17AE instead, for these undertakings. If the undertaking has more than 750 employees or not omitting the information above, delete this data point and 17AE. DemoCorp with 65,000 employees shall not disclose 17 and 17A to E. Consequently, these 7 data points of paragraph 17 shall be removed from DemoCorp's sustainability statement. What about data? We have only seen narrative disclosures. Well, this is because a large majority of the data points in ESRS are narrative disclosures. Let's find data to disclose in ESRS 2, General Disclosures. It's 25 data points of the total 190 in ESRS 2. All of them are very easy to disclose on, for most companies. What about climate data? Climate data is considered to be the most difficult data to report on by many organizations when doing it for the first time. However, this is becoming easier. By now, there are hundreds of climate calculation tools on the market, and some of the best are free of charge and approved by external assurance companies. They are free to use as investment funds, governmental organizations, and the EU has been funding them. Additionally, SAP and other leading provider of ERP software have or are about to create support to collect and calculate climate data. The climate data is inserted into Mentcon model for ESRS in an instant when using some of the software. It will be inserted into the appropriate table or to a specific data point. From 2025 year's sustainability statements, our application will tag all data points in the sustainability statement digitally with the XBRL taxonomy for the ESRS. Read our FAQ on ESRS reporting at mentcon.com to find decent climate data collection and calculation solutions. When talking about climate data, just remember to follow our process of what to disclose. Many undertakings don't have to disclose on ESRS E16 gross scopes 1, 2, 3 and total GHG emissions. This is very surprising for many undertakings about to report according to CSRD. Another more obvious example when following Mentcon's judgment process is ESRS E18, internal carbon pricing. If an undertaking has climate change adaptation and/or climate change mitigation as a material matter, but the undertaking doesn't utilize internal carbon pricing, ESRS E18 internal carbon pricing should be removed from the sustainability statement. Now let's see. Think we have to stop soon? Let's just answer 2 frequent asked questions. Mentcon model is loaded with amazing features like the CSRD reporting personnel's worst nightmare. How to be able to report in the sustainability statement where all the 91 laws that derive from other EU legislation are disclosed. Well, in Mentcon model it's auto-generated. Don't bother about that one. How to report and include ESRS, GRI, and ISSB in the same sustainability statement? Well, in Mentcon model for ESRS, both indices can be auto-generated at no extra cost, but you have to add information not disclosed in ESRS. However, we've made this easy for you as well. Look here. We check out how the ISSB index has been generated for DemoCorp. I'll click here to open the text editor to be able to write in the index. Here it's automatically inserted where DemoCorp has disclosed each IFRS S1 and S2 requirements. Here you can see something not required to disclose in ESRS. Here we must take action. We just follow the instructions and complete this requirement of IFRS S 2.12. It's a long text with a link to IFRS webpage to check on what industry-based standard is used. DemoCorp has used the Consumer Goods Standard. We insert Consumer Goods here. That's it. Follow the easy-to-use instructions for a few more IFRS requirements to complete the whole ISSB index. And then we can save here, but it's auto-saved as well, just as in Microsoft Word. Let's summarize some more great app features. 1 low license for all users. All-inclusive, no add-on costs. Auto-generated report structure based on the DMA. Smart functions to know what and how to disclose for every data point. Audit functionality. Automatically generated ESRS content index. and much more. You will find astonishing help along the way when using the Mentcon model for ESRS. If you want access to Mentcon model for ESRS, contact one of the large consultant or audit companies supporting undertakings in CSRD reporting. Many of them already utilize Mentcon model for ESRS to be able to deliver to their customers. Companies can also contact Mentcon directly. See availability here per country, where your undertaking's headquarter or parent company is located. If you are an assessor and also would like to utilize our application for its comprehensive audit criteria functionality when auditing ESRS sustainability statements, contact us directly. Want to explore more? Go to mentcon.com and click on News and Knowledge. It's a great knowledge hub, also for companies not having access to Mentcon model for ESRS and must struggle hard with their reporting efforts. Here you can watch more videos and learn from quick tips, but also read dense theoretical articles like this one, explaining how to describe the value chain in ESRS, leading up to how to describe and disclose the value chain, including a template of how to disclose. Thank you for watching.